show you what I know. Break it free from the mainstream, the studio machine. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. Going all the way. Indie Film Nation. You know it's gotta be. Indie Film Nation. Indie Film Nation.
Hi, Sue Lawson here for Indie Film Nation. I am joined by Lilly Ayers and Danielle Bernal. I've been practicing her last name. They are here with the film Last Fast Ride, which is an amazing journey, actually. Tell us a little bit about the film, because I know not everybody's seen it yet.
Sure. The film was actually Danielle's idea, the concept and the title, and it's a documentary film, 86 minutes. It's the biography of Marian Anderson, who was a punk singer in the early 90s from the Bay Area, and but it's much more than that. It's a bio of her life, and I don't know how much more I should say.
That's pretty good. I mean, it starts off really light, and and then just goes through a crazy journey, with all her friends and like family, and newspaper clippings, and Lilly does a really great job.
Thank you.
So.
Now, what made you decide that you wanted the story to be told?
Well, I wanted her to be honored in life, because I didn't feel like she was very much honored in death. I mean, other way around. I wanted her to be honored in death, because I didn't feel like she was in life, And I pitched it to her best friend Daniel, and then Daniel knew Lilly, and then Lilly came over, and we just hit it off,
I had done a music video for my friend Daniel De Leon. We've been friends since I was a teenager, and he told me Danielle had this idea, and he recommended me to Danielle and said, "Oh, you've got to get Lilly to do it." So we started talking about it, and I couldn't get Marian's story out of my head. I was still in film school at the time. I went to Columbia University in New York.
Yay!
Yeah. And when I finished with school, I was like, "Danielle, do you still want to do this movie?" And she said yes. So I took the idea to my producer Shannon Factor, and she was launching her production company Cinespire Entertainment, and she also loved the story. And we thought it would be great to do the documentary film and do research to make a narrative feature film. So all along I've been working on the script as well. So now the script is 95% there. We're done with the documentary. It took 5.5 years to make the documentary.
That's an enormous amount of time. Not necessarily unusual for a documentary, but still a long time. How do you stay focused?
I just wanted to do justice to the material and to make something that I could be proud of, and that Danielle and Daniel and all Marian's friends could be proud of as well. So I felt a huge responsibility to see it through, and just facing a mountain of footage and photographs. It was daunting at times, and I was like, "God, can I please? What am I going to do? Please help me!" And I prayed constantly, and I just kept working on it until it was something I was happy to show.
Well, the result is there. It's an amazing film.
Thanks.
I'm wondering, how difficult was it for you? Was it difficult? How did you feel the first time that you saw the finished?
My mouth was open the whole time. I was like, "Oh, Lilly really did this? Holy shit." I was like, "Oh my God." I was just amazed, she really captured Marian's life, and like our relationship and everything. Like, it was almost like she was peeping over our shoulders, It was cool. Like, I'm really stoked on it. Super stoked.
And Danielle she was involved from the beginning throughout. We, touched base a lot through the different cuts. And I worked very closely with Danielle and with Daniel De Leon. And then the project started to grow. It was going to be a short to begin with, and it just grew and grew. And I was like, "Shannon, we've got to make this a feature documentary." It just took on a life of its own, and people sent me footage, people sent me photographs, and so I just had this mountain of material to work with, as well as the original interviews that we shot. So I just had to do justice to the story and make it as visually interesting as possible. So along with all the found footage and the interview footage, I also shot 8mm film around town, very pregnant, all around LA, and I did a shoot where I went up to San Francisco with my 35mm black and white film, and shot up in San Francisco and in LA, just to add another layer, and I think that helped keep it visually interesting.
Well, when we talk about the layers, there's a certain texture to the film. We were talking before about the fact that there are almost call-outs. There are certain words and phrases that you really enhance the impact of them by showing them visually on the screen as we're still hearing them said as well.
Yeah, I did like a little punk rock, like cut and paste. It's very punk rock. It's like fanzine. This aesthetic in these punk rock magazines where it's just cut and paste, like in a lot of the flyers. That's how they put the punk rock flyers together. So I thought that would be cool to just punch and highlight some of the dialogue. So yeah, that was another layer.
Were there any challenges when it came to unearthing all of that archival footage and photos?
Well, I was really fortunate in that people just gave me stuff, and Danielle had a box full of stuff. Daniel had a box full of stuff. Lolly had a box full of stuff,
Friends came out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
It was like, and I didn't even know some of my friends from LA knew Marian from like long before Modesto. They're all like, we totally know Marian. We have flyers and pictures, and I'm like, here's Lily's number. And then Lily went from there. It's like she put this big puzzle piece together, and now it's complete, so we all can see it.
Yeah,
so cool.
That's exactly along the way. That's how I describe it. It was like a 3-dimensional puzzle. Just putting more than 3-dimensional. It's like sound. I don't even know what to call it, but like just to put the music and the dialogue and the pictures and everything together in such a way that supported the story.
Now, there is a lot of music, as there should be. There's a lot of music in it. Was getting the licensing rights to it, was that a challenge in any way?
Not really. Most of the music was Daniel's that he worked on with Marian, so that was under his publishing company, and we had to track down Martin Corgett from Baby Alive, and we found him. Just friends of friends. We're like, does anyone know where Martin is? And they came through and found him. So we just put out the APB for Martin, and then Randy Magnus had the early footage of the Modesto years. So he was, he'd already said to use the footage from that time. So it was just a matter of getting all the paperwork in order. But no, the music was all...
It's all Marian's and Daniel's.
Yeah, Marian's and Daniel's, and then Martin and Randy. Yeah.
That's cool because she was in every part of the music, in the video. There's not one song in there that she's not a part of.
There's one song.
What song?
Okay, the footage of Marian with the oranges behind her?
Yeah, what is that?
That's me and the composer.
Oh, Arta Cassio?
Yeah, my composer is so awesome, Ashish Pathak. He made an original score, and he had this idea to do this cute little bubbly, tune behind the oranges.
Okay, I heard that.
Was me singing. And we just had fun with it, and I was like, sure, whatever.
That's
and
cool.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Now, you also made a choice as far as the look is concerned. You did not stay 16:9. You mixed it up with the 16:9, the 4x3.
Yeah, I wanted to stay true to the original footage as much as possible, and then I just liked separating out the elements. So we had this SVHS footage, we had the original footage that we shot. So I just wanted those different elements to stand out on their own.
I take it that you're both quite happy with the way it's turned out so far?
Yeah, of course, just the nature of documentary and the archival footage. I would have preferred if I had total control over like the sound and some of the image quality. But the image quality, I mean, that's been, I'm pretty happy with that. There's some photographs that I would have liked to have better quality. But I think, I did the best I could with what I had, and I'm stoked. I'm just really happy with how it all came together. So yeah, there's maybe that 5% that I would have liked to fix here and there, like especially some of the sound quality on the earlier footage. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it all came together.
Now, we were talking that this is also your first feature film, is it not?
Yes. Yeah, I had done a few small documentaries when I was in film school and before film school. And this is my first feature. And it was supposed to be a short as well. And it just grew and grew and grew. And that's, it's the first feature film.
So what's next?
Next, we hope to make the feature film based on Marian's life. The script is 95% there. I'll take one more pass at it, and hopefully over the next year we'll do more film festivals. This is our first festival, so we want to get the film out to as many people as possible, and then get the feature film made. And then Danielle and I would like to work on a book on her life, because Danielle's story is also amazing. I think it would make a great companion piece to have a book on Danielle's life.
So we have a whole series going here,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome. Congratulations again. And if people want more information on the film, they can go to...
Sure, lastfastridefilm.com or on Facebook. And from the beginning, one more thing I should mention is that from the beginning we had Marian's daughter in mind, and it was very important for Danielle and Daniel and I to set up a trust for her, and we're going to have a link on the website where people can donate to Hannah's Trust, and we're going to donate a percentage of any profits we might receive to Hannah's Trust.
Wonderful. Again, that's lastfastride.com.
lastfastridefilm.com.
lastfastridefilm.com, or check out the Facebook page and contribute, if you can, please, to Hannah's Trust.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I think the first time she ran away, she was 13. She said that she was hearing voices.
She's like, her eyes. I'll never forget her eyes, you know, like, look right through you, you know what I mean?
She was one thing off the stage, and as soon as she got on that stage, she got to be something else.
I remember seeing this woman. She had this kind of Cleopatra sort of hairstyle.
This crazy punk rock sex goddess.
Kids in the audience were just drooling over Marian and the girls.
She would break microphone stands. She would break microphones. She would throw stuff.
I want to have fun and make a statement at the same time.
Bands started getting way more extreme.
You didn't see very many people like that, especially out in the country.
Hopefully she could like inspire other kids to go out and make records, you know.
Such beauty, such love, such great friendship.
I just think she's phenomenal.
I always think if
Marian was always trying to stab me with knives.
And her voice.
She started to bring her co-workers in the sex industry on stage.
One of the finest punk rock moments I've ever experienced. It's classic.
You always hear that expression, leave it today like it's your last. She really did leave it today like it was her last.
Watch out for cops.